Hello and welcome to the recap of day 7 in the Karen Reed case. As you can see in the headline, why Lally? Why? At this point, 7 days into the trial, I don't know if Lally is that bad of a prosecutor. He was set up by Michael Proctor and Morrissey with a bad set of facts that makes him look absolutely like a moron, or he's trying to toss the case. I really can't tell anymore. Yesterday, we had a big slew of witnesses. First of all, the bombshell we stopped on, that dash cam video that might indicate a tail light missing. He tried to have the officer testify that he didn't notice it at the time, but later on further reviews of the video, boom, nope, you can't testify to that. You can't go and say, well, after I enhanced the video, I can see that the tail light is missing, but I didn't see it at the time. Nope. So that wasn't let in. That after day 6, I thought pretty strong ending. Opening on day 7, it felt like a father in a swimming pool, wet and not that impressive. Then we went on to finally what happened on the night where John O'Keefe ended up dead on a police officer's lawn on Fairview 34. We had personal friends who were at the two bars with them. First, we had a longtime friend talking about girls getting into a school, talking about their normal Friday night habits. Again, Lally wasting hours of time. Bev admonished the defense on day 6. Lally spent hours talking about when this guy met his wife, how old his kids are, totally irrelevant to anything in the case. But I understand why he did it, because when they came to the most important part, John O'Keefe and Karen Reed at the bar, was the testimony. Karen was angry. She was forced to go drinking, like some of the other sides have kind of insinuated. No, they had a deal. She was coming down there. They were hanging out. It was fun. She was nice. Everyone loved her. Everyone said they were affectionate to each other. No one said anything about her being angry. No one said anything about him being angry. We saw the lovey photo where she puts her hand underneath his clothes. Anyone seeing that still believing this is a woman who was so mad from the Aruba trip that she was just planning to get him out in the snow, hitting him with a car, are either high, hey drunk, or crazy, hey drunk. This I absolutely don't understand why Lally brought any of the witnesses he did yesterday. Anyone who was at the bar with Karen and John. We had two bar incidents. The first one said, I saw her get a tall glass of something. It could be a vodka soda, it could be water, I don't know. No one said she was ravenly drunk, she was angry, she was anything. All they said was she was in a good mood. He was in a good mood. Everyone was in a good mood. They were having fun. Then we had a bartender testifying, and this might come as a shock for most people out there. She testified glasses are heavier in the bottom. He didn't even show her that piece of glass that was found at the scene to testify if that's the type of glass they have at her bar. No, she was asked about what live band played that night. We saw videos of her taking out the trash. Then he put in some receipts of what? I don't know. either I blacked out or there was nothing in it. I know there's a rumor that Karen bought 10 shots and drank them all by herself. No one testified to that yesterday. Everyone said no one was particularly drunk. Karen wasn't drunk, didn't slur her speech, didn't walk unsteady. What they did say was Karen and John were so affectionate and was almost obnoxious. Then we saw a little video of Brian Albert and Brian Higgins doing the rhino dance. That's what we chubby guys do when we like to play fight in a bar because we think we're still 20 years old and can still throw a punch. John wasn't near that. We could see him in the background with Karen and Miss Kolivakaki's Greek name. I have a hard time pronouncing it. Having fun, hugging everyone. These two big guys just bumped each other and stood like they were fighting. The rest of the party were having fun, standing, talking. Where are we going with this? The only thing that was quite interesting was who invited everyone to Fairview. Brian Albert. As they are about to leave, Jen McCabe walks over, grabs hold on Karen and said, "You're coming with me. Not you and John. You are coming with me." Pulls her off away from John. And she said, "Where are we going?" "It's a surprise." Then later, the Kuliakatas woman sees John and her walking to a car. That was the big, kind of one of those big bombshells. Lally kind of implied in the beginning that, oh, they got into a car together and she was so drunk and she was drunk driving. No, no one stated Karen was drunk. People said they didn't know if it was vodka soda she was drinking or just water. She tried to get in there. She drank it out of the glass with a straw because there was a straw found at the scene. What Lally didn't point out was who was leaving the bar with a glass in her hand. That was John O'Keefe. He should have brought that up, said, here you see the glass I found later. It wasn't a tall glass like they stated in the affidavit. No, it was one of those short glass. He picks it up from the table when he leaves the bar. Why didn't he mention that? Is he that bad of a prosecutor, or is he throwing this case on purpose? At this point, 7 days in, he has how long? 2 weeks, 3 weeks still to go. We're getting to the McCabe's and Alberts now. If this is going to be just as horrendous as the first 7 days have been, oh my effing God, this is going down the drain. I did the rounds, saw all of my competition. No one understands what's going on. The only people who are still fighting and saying Karen Reed is absolutely guilty and all the evidence has been shown are the people who hate Turtle Boy. And again, like him or leave him, I don't care. We're talking about a man being unalive on the front lawn of another police officer. And these idiots keep yammering on about how guilty she is because they don't like Aiden. Look at the case. There's nothing in this case. There's no evidence of any malice. You need malice to get murder. She was the happiest, most loving couple, obnoxious. Let me just end this by showing something from yesterday, which Lally must be sitting at home dragging out the few strands of hair he has in his head, because yesterday was absolutely, it was just a crash and burn for the state. The state has been doing effing bad, talking about how many people it takes to clean snow. But this statement from yesterday kind of encapsulates how bad the case is going for the state.
Mayor, you're. Yes, thank you. There was nothing eventful at the bar while you were at the bar with Mr. O'Keefe and Ms. Reed that comes to mind in terms of any kind of tension or fight that night?
Tension or fight? Absolutely not.
No argument that was audible to you?
Absolutely not.
You didn't see any body language between the two of them that would suggest an argument or a fight or tension?
In fact, I noticed the opposite.
Describe that.
They were affectionate toward each other, loving toward each other, and to the point where my wife even made a comment, why are you not like that with me?
This is a guy who was with them at the bar, knew them for a long time. He was supposed to be one of those witnesses telling how bad the mood was between them. His wife, in the report from Proctor, was written as complaining about, Karen was complaining about how the kids ruined their life and they couldn't do anything. And she sat there and said, Karen was so supportive of John. She thought he was an amazing human being for taking in these two kids. Of course, it took some private time for them, but they had a trip planned. One thing is, I think Lally just read it off the paper and thought, this is going to be damning evidence. Then he put up a sweet woman who didn't drink telling you Karen praised John to high heaven. Why are we still having a trial? Today, rumors has it, Caitlin Albert, Brian Albert. Today could be fire. Hopefully for Lally, some magic happens because this is so bad. Just go back and listen to Mr. Kolikatis.